Well, good morning. This is Brother Peter with tidbits from the Word. I'm here in the state of Maine today visiting, and my cousins that I'm visiting are fine Christian folks, and they have this camp, and they've allowed us to come and have us a little fellowship here. And I've not been in a canoe in a year or two or 3 or 4 or maybe 30. But here I am out on the lake this morning just thanking the Lord. We got up early this morning. There was supposed to be a thing called the stars falling out of heaven today. And we got up and we looked at a few. We saw a few of them. And but what a beautiful place. What a beautiful, beautiful place. When God made this earth, He made it for man. And when He made water for man too. Without the oceans and the lakes and the rivers, we just would not have what we would have to sustain this earth. And everything God made, He made to sustain this earth. I was reading this morning in Psalm chapter 104, excuse me. It said, "Bless the Lord, O my soul. O Lord my God, Thou art very great. Thou art clothed with honor and majesty." The majesty of God, it shows up in God and how God is. And the majesty He's put on this earth. He clothed this earth with the things you see around. This little body of water here in the middle of some dry land on the earth, this little body of water is part of the clothing of this earth of God. Did you ever think about everything? Everything you think about, there isn't anything that you can think about that God doesn't have a hand in it. There is nothing on this earth that God didn't do. Listen here to what He's saying. "Who covereth thyself and stretcheth out the heavens like a curtain? Who layeth the beam of the chambers in the waters? Who maketh the clouds His chariot? Who walketh upon the wings of the wind? Who maketh His angels spirit? He ministers a flaming fire. Who laid the fountains of the earth, that it should not be removed forever?" What He's saying is He put the water on this earth to feed the vegetation, to keep this earth alive, to keep man alive. I've heard many times how many percent of water a man really is. If you took him and shrink dried him in an evaporator and evaporated him, you'd have a little bitty glob, like a little ball of putty, and the rest of it would be condensation. When God made man, He made water. He made a man to have water, and He made water for man. When He made the things that live in the water, He made the water for those things that live in it. It said, "Thou coverest it with the deep, as with a garment, and the water stood above the mountains." When originally God made this earth, it was covered all the way around by a canopy of water. Total canopy of water. And one day in heaven, God said to the Son, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, they were speaking, and God said, "To go down there, and I'm going to do something with that earth, a little different, and I'm going to go ahead and separate the waters from beneath from the waters above, and I'm going to set a cloud of water over the earth, a canopy, and I'm going to put water on the earth, and I'm going to make lakes. I'm going to make rivers. I'm going to make streams. And this is what he said here he did. He made lakes, rivers, and streams. And he put them here. And listen to what he said. And he said over here that after he did that, he said, they will go up by the mountain. They will go down by the valley unto the place which thou hast founded of them. And thou shalt set a bound, that they may not pass over, that they turn not again to cover the earth. This is Psalm 104, talking about God setting a bound for the water, that the water could not come up again and cover the earth. You say, what about that, Brother Peter? Well, you can read what you want to into it. I like to see it this way, that God is God, and he made this earth, and he put the water over this earth and on this earth. And perhaps at one time he didn't set any boundaries for the water. And the water itself came up and covered the whole earth and just grew around the whole earth. And so God changed things, made a North Pole and a South Pole, put some ice up there, and that ice is doing what? It is water. It is hard water, frozen water. You say, what would happen, Brother Peter, if you melted the North Pole, completely melted it, and all at one time and put it on this earth? Well, you'd have another catastrophic flood, like you had when Noah was on this earth. And it would flood over the mountains, and the water would flood over this earth again. And God said he wouldn't do that again. He said, I'm going to set a rainbow in the sky. And this rainbow was going to be to show you that I say I'm not going to destroy the earth again by water. There is going to be a time of destruction of the earth, and that time is going to come when God sees fit for it to, and that's going to be by fire. The next time this earth is going to be destroyed is going to be by fire. And we know that. But then he's going to make a new heaven. Look in Revelations and see what he said. And I saw, John said, a new heaven and a new earth, for the old had passed away. But you know what? The new heaven and the new earth are going to contain God's people. That's going to be the case. And he saith unto the springs in the valley, which run among the hills, they give drink to every beast of the field, and the wild asses quench their thirst. By them shall the fowls of the heaven have their habitation, which sing among the branches. He watereth the hills from his chamber. The earth is satisfied with the fruit of thy works. He causeth the grass to grow for the cattle, and the herb for the service of man, that he may bring forth food out of the earth, and wine that maketh glad the heart of man, and all to make his face to shine, and bread which strengtheneth man's heart. The trees of the Lord are full of sap, the cedars of Lebanon, which he hath planted, where the birds make their nest. As for the stalk, the fir tree are her house, and the high hills are a refuge for the wild goat, and the rocks for the coney. He appointed the moon for seasons, and the sun knoweth his going down. Verse 19. He's appointed those things to stay where they're supposed to stay. There's a coot or a loon. Did you hear that loon on here? Oh boy, when I was young, I loved to hear those loons and those coots. I love this fresh water. I'd like to jump in.